when somebody's actually being genuine with me and doesn't have like a motive behind it or agenda behind it, like I'm able to, we here, we're here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into the real, okay? So today we're going to talk about the version of you underneath the wrap, underneath the scarf, underneath the bonnet, underneath the do-rag, all of the things. As you can see before we even signed on here, there was a lot that you all got to witness already before we even got started. So that was just a little synopsis, a preview. Um, so so the one that's completely exhausted but still keeps going, the one that's smiling in public but unraveling in private. This episode is called "Let's Get This Off Our Chest." So this is the platform and the space for that. So let's be real. Some of y'all have been holding in so much, and it's showing up in your body. Okay, because that's what stress can do to you. Headaches, attitudes. I can contest that. Okay, silent treatment, passive post. Okay, I can probably contest to that too. Put a little hand up. Um,
Being a little
you
petty,
ever
just being a little petty, just a little bit.
just little.
Okay.
And so you ever look at somebody and know that they need to cry, cuss, or confess?
I mean, honestly, that's a great way to get us right where we need to go and to talk about what everything is on this podcast. Because there's like, it's a lot of people, especially in our generation, that we walk around emotionally just stuck. Like we don't know how to navigate through this, navigate through that. And it's like if we had the opportunities or even just the guidance to be able to deal with our emotions a little bit better, having that emotional intelligence and availability,
Mhm.
I feel like we will be a little bit further along in this game called life. Um, because let's be completely honest, a lot of us we're just tired of being the strong friend. Now I know I can attest to it, and I know my sis can attest to it, and I know too many women and men who are that strong friend, and you get beat down when you're constantly giving to this person and that person and always showing up for these people, and it's hard for them to even do the same thing.
Mhm.
You got to check on us. Let's just put that there. You really got to check on it. So
It would be
um
nice.
this we carrying everybody else's trauma and pain, and it gets tiring, and sometimes you just want to come home and unwind and just, hey, have a glass of wine or whatever you like to drink and put your feet up, put some music on, shoot, even order some carry out for
Hmm.
all we care. But sometimes you just got to be that psychiatrist for people. So
We never just
so
talking about that this week.
you're
Then I said the
right.
psychiatrist needs a psychiatrist because I mean, like even the people that's getting paid, I really feel like it's a lot to sit there and always listening to people and what they're going through on a daily basis. Because a lot of people go through more than the other. You know, you don't necessarily understand like what people are going through. Like and
Right.
there's no competition. It's not like one person going through more than the other person. You see what I'm saying? So, because for one person, what they're going through could be as much as someone who has, for example, cancer. Okay,
Yeah.
like like I feel like what I'm going through, it feels the weight of cancer. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
just you can't make a comparison. So that's why I'm like, you cannot like when you have psychiatrists and whatnot, and they're like listening to people and different things of that sort. I know that they encounter clients or patients who are like don't try to like minimize what I'm feeling, whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact that those psychiatrists are going through it. They got
Oh,
to be. I don't care
100%.
how much money they making.
I look, I'm not even a psychiatrist, okay? And I don't get paid for it.
I'm doing this for
But
free.
sometimes just like when you sit there and you're thinking like you're listening to other people, it's a weight. I
Hmm.
love all of my friends. I love all y'all. Let me
Okay.
just say, and even family, let me just make this statement. Always having to show up and sometimes not being able to always take that step to gather what I got going on in my life, like I'd be ready to pull back. I'll talk to y'all in like a couple weeks.
Oh no,
Give me
for
a couple
sure.
months. Let me give me a couple months before I come back to y'all. Like I literally become like a hermit. Y'all will try to text me. I'll see y'all text messages. I'll see y'all calls. It's like I'm no longer here because it's like I have to deal with my own
You need a moment
battles
to
with
unpack all of it,
yeah, like
and what
I need
more
to
they put on top
decompress.
of whatever you're going through. Hmm.
Right. And and sometimes also like when you dealing with other people's, let me not say that. When you when you are being a strong friend, like some people's trauma can really, or just their baggage can mimic what your baggage is, and it feels, and it could put you back in that headspace of where you were when you were once there, you know? So it's like sometimes listening to that can be a setback. No
Hmm.
offense. No offense.
No, I
Because
mean,
you,
no, that's actually a great point. I didn't even that didn't even come to mind, honestly. First thing I think of is that okay, my friend is going through something that I've been through.
right.
I, since because I've been through this, and I'm trying to help my friend through this, and you know how some people can be quite stubborn. They have their own, they bullheaded. They just don't do it the way they feel like they think is best, the way they know how to do it. And you're
Right.
going, well, I've been through that. So like
Yeah.
listen to me. But I think a lot of it is that they don't want unsolicited advice. They just
Yeah.
want to be listened to. Like they just want to vent. And that's fine. But when you have the strong friend who don't have no one to listen to all of the things
Yeah, that we got
that
going
they
on.
have going on, then it's just like, I love
It's
you.
exhausting.
Look, it's
And
the same for me.
I know we all have that one particular person in our life where it's a cry for help all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just always complaining. Like I'll definitely say growing up how I grew up, I think I'm glad that I'm not the most emotional person. Like granted, like yeah, there's some things I could definitely work on, but I'm definitely okay with being able to not always having to oh, oh, oh my god, oh it's me. Like I don't have to do that. Like you know what I'm saying? I could be like, okay, this is what's happening. Let me figure out how I'm about to navigate through this. How da 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 da. And half the time, how, how often do I will I come to you about like tough, or like certain reminders? You know what I'm saying? Like certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't always come to everybody because it's like, why would I want to put that on y'all?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's a lot of what we're talking about. So we gotta get to that point because it shouldn't feel like that. It shouldn't feel that when you have to go to somebody else that it feels like a burden, right?
Yeah.
So we're taught that vulnerability is weakness, that showing too
Hmm.
much emotion makes you too much. That's why, and that's a lot of why this podcast is this, because we need more places to just be, not
Yeah.
perform, not please, not pretend, just be. And I know I ain't the only one who's ever felt like they don't know how to do that anymore, um, because everybody had these specific ways you have to be or portray or put on facade.
Yeah. So this season, or this part of our, or this segment of our podcast, we're just gonna really just we're gonna create a safe space for any and everybody to come on here and just unpack how they feel or just certain things that they want to talk about. You have, if you have a topic or whatever the case may be, something that's just weighing on your heart and on your mind, we have a website. We have our social media. You can go on one of our, whichever one, make a comment, and you can put it right there. And if we like when we see it, if you want it to be talked about on the podcast, we will actually talk about it and let it just lay it to rest. Just let it be there, right there, and you just don't worry about it after we talk about it. It's like it's gonna be your way of like getting it off your chest, per se.
Mm-hmm. And it's not
Um.
judgment. We ain't gonna judge you.
So,
I definitely can't.
let's. What did the movies Frozen said? Let it go, let it go.
Okay.
So just come on here and just let that, excuse my language. Sorry, mom. Let that shit go. Okay, let it
Hmm.
go.
I wish you played that song, but we don't have copyrights to it. Say, bless my nigga.
Okay.
Positive vibes, positive vibes.
Cause what? Stay blessed,
Don't
my
stress my
nigga.
nigga.
So on it, like again, going back to what we were saying, being the strong friend, like we just know how to survive. We know how to just we're in survival mode a lot of the time. Um, oh, and that's just what it is. And when there is peace, when peace comes into our life, we don't know how to accept it. We don't know how to sometimes recognize those good things when it comes to friendships, relationships, you know, and that could be work relationships, this could be business, whatever the case may be. And so, what do we do with softness?
Hmm.
How can we become soft, and be both in a sense, but more than the other?
Hmm.
Just saying.
I mean, say that because that right there, that survival stuff, because we always put ourselves in survival mode, that version of you who always had to be alert, ready, sharp, dependable,
Yeah.
it's tiring. It's draining. It's exhausting. Okay?
Yeah.
Um, I'm preaching to the choir when I say this because we don't even know how to let that version of us rest. Okay? I still don't. I still every day battle trying to learn how to rest. There's a lot of times sis will constantly keep telling me, you need to rest. You need to rest. And I'm like, no, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't literally till I was done when I was like, okay, I'm gonna rest now. I mean, literally, in that how it happened, sis, like, you
Pretty
can touch
much.
it. Like, I was like, I gotta finish what I'm doing first. I'm not gonna take it for myself to rest. And I have all of these things that I need to do. I have so many things. You need to rest, you need to rest. But it's hard when you're always that one that's having to be available, always having that one to be dependable. And the irony is, we'll lay our hair down before we lay our burdens down.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, we're gonna lay them edges. We're gonna get that spray. Okay? We're gonna get
You
that
got the
silk
lace
press.
front, that lace
Huh.
front, them
Hmm.
braids.
Some cornrows. Okay, men.
Y'all got them waves?
We gotta get that edge up. Okay? But we ain't gonna go lay down and we ain't gonna put that, we're not gonna put lay down and put that ass, we're not gonna put the do rag or the scarf and go and lay down and actually rest. You see what I'm saying? Every time.
We have some questions to ask you guys.
Hmm.
You guys should just put your comments right here on the live in the chat, okay? So the first question is, when's the last time you felt safe enough to let your guard down? We're gonna let y'all answer that one.
Hmm.
I mean, everybody, it's public, so we'll read it. But
Hmm.
if you want to say it, you can say it. If not, it's cool. Um, I know we can answer that for now, for right now, but the last time, ooh, it was more recent. Um, I'm just gonna say it was more recent within like the last couple of weeks, just because I have encountered people who have made me feel comfortable and safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I haven't had this prior to this, but I feel like since I've moved, like I've been at a state of peace, like mentally, to where I can recognize certain things. Like when somebody's actually being genuine with me and doesn't have like a motive behind it or agenda behind it, like I'm able to, we here, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see what you're doing. So, yeah, I've been more vulnerable. Let's just say that. And it's
Okay,
actually really
okay,
nice.
okay. But that's good. As we all know, I have my husband is deployed, and I'm here alone with all five of my children. Uh, the most support I'm getting is from my husband, all the way from where he is.
Mhm.
Uh, and then I've had some people at the church to be really supportive. Like they swooped in and done some things in order to show me that I have people who care about me. I
Right.
can admit that. However, the day to day and the mental toll, and all the things that it requires to try to hold down the fort when you had that consistent helping hand, and then now having to pretty much be an octopus and have for two extended hands, um, that you have to try to balance everything on your own every day. It's quite challenging. I can admit
Right.
that. So have I really been really letting my guard down? Not necessarily, because I'm like right now, like I said, that strong person. I'm having to be dependable. I'm having to be uh, reliable in this moment. And like my kids, they are having different feels and everything with their father not being home and all the things. So it's a matter of carrying not only my own emotions behind my husband not being home, but also my children's emotions. Children's emotions are
Come, go
10,000
back in there.
times
No.
elevated than an adult's emotions, because they feel everything. They're the type, when they feel it, they got to show that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And which I want them to know that they have security in me where they can release those emotions and everything. However, it can be a lot when you're like, okay, we really don't have time to be emotional. We got to keep moving. Like, he
Yeah.
will be back. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant encouragement, and you're trying to encourage other people. And that's a lot about being a mom, too, that you're having to sacrifice your own
Hmm.
self. You're having to put yourself aside and your own feelings and everything for the sake of, because the kids, you got to remain strong for the kids. The kids need this, and the kids need that. You know what I'm saying? So that's that.
Just also piggybacking off of just being a mom, like I think any parent, I'll just start there because people be like, oh, what about this? What about the mom? So let's just go ahead and say this now. Speaking of just in general, just moms and dads, grandparents, whoever, like when you're taking care of somebody and they depend on you, like you sometimes you lose yourself. And we don't, I know for myself, I speak for myself. I know at first I did not recognize the fact that I lost myself being a mother. And it took for me to have Oliver for me to be like, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna do this. Like we come back, Maisha, come back to
Hmm.
reality, like come back to surface because you can't if you can't take care of yourself the right way, you can't take care of them the right way. And that goes for anybody. You can't keep pouring into other, what is it? You can't keep pouring into other people's cups and not having your cup poured into as well and be pouring into your
Uh-huh.
own. Because what you giving at that point? So just wanted to touch up on that too, because like that's another big thing about being a strong individual.
Hmm.
Let's just say that, a strong individual.
And being a
So,
parent, it takes a strong person. I'll tell you that. It don't matter how many kids, one kid, two kids, three kids, four kids. But I
one
know
fish,
by the
two
time
fish, red fish, blue fish.
look, but by the time I got five kids, I knew then it was a wrap for me.
Right.
Just no time,
Yeah.
no space for me anymore. But that's what that is.
Okay, so our second question is, do you know what the real you looks like underneath all of the togetherness
Whew,
or the thoughts
it's
of
heavy.
being together?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it too. That's heavy.
Mm. It's a lot of masks. I say that for certain. Like I wear a lot of masks. Being a mom, I wear a mask. Being a friend, I wear a mask. If I'm in a
Hmm.
relationship, I'm wearing a mask. At work, I'm wearing a mask. Like I have to implement a version of my true self in every point.
Hmm.
Trying to keep up with that is the most difficult thing in the world because you're just like, I just want to be me.
Hmm.
Let me just. But you can't, especially on a professional standpoint, you cannot. Unfortunately, you can't be like, look, y'all, we ain't finna do this. Da, da, da. Like you know,
Oh, I learned
you
the
can't.
hard way. I learned the hard way. Them people thought I was a country bumpkin. They got rid of me. They tossed me out of there as fast as they could. My head almost spent all the way around how fast they got rid of me.
You're like, well, excuse me, I'm catching my pearls, honey.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, wow. Like, I'm just being Dominica. I'm just being Maisha. Like, what's the
Mm,
problem? You know, people
well,
are very uncomfortable when you choose to be unapologetically yourself.
yeah,
And that's the type of culture we're living in now. The world we're living in is that if you try to be an inkling of yourself, it's
right.
automatically negative. And it's automatically not a good thing. Because what? You're acting like that? Oh my gosh, like what?
You're
You know,
comfortable
like
being like that. You're comfortable talking
yeah,
like that, and it's
yeah,
like it's not an issue. I mean, professional standpoint, it's some gray areas with that one. Most
yeah,
definitely some
for
gray
sure.
areas with that. Cause like even at work, like I be hearing half these people at work, and I'm like, excuse
Don't leave
me.
the job for the podcast is on
Oh, I'm not gonna mention no names. I'm just gonna tell you, I will say, working in a hospital, especially in the OR, you're gonna gotta have a backbone in order to just, yeah. If you soft, you sensitive, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. And I'll say this: this job alone, you have to have confidence, but not like too much confidence. And you got to
hmm
realize it's cutthroat. Like, cause you dealing with people's lives. Like at that point, it's people's safety, and you can't be worrying about your emotional well being while you sit up there. Hey, I'm helping the surgeon take care. Da 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 da. You can't think about that. They say
hmm
one thing to you, and it comes off rude and it's mean. You better not cry. If you do, you better
hmm
and call it a day or suck it up.
They gotta
Yeah,
be tough. But
I
it takes a
you.
strong person, right?
And
Super S.
there's so many people that are working that are like they're not full time. People are working like 12 days straight, 12 hours, 14-hour shifts. And I'm like, baby, let me tell you, I care about my well being a little too much to be doing all that. Like, I don't care how much money it is. I love to work. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna burn out. I'm not gonna burn out.
Okay.
And these people will burn out. Like they'll literally work 12 days straight and then have like 4 days off. I'm like, no, I need the same amount of days off
Mm-mm.
because we're not working like
Right.
that. You're not
And
doing
then I
that.
need to take care of my kids, spend time with my kids. Like I'm a parent, like I'm a mom. Like I'm
Some
not.
of these some of these people are married and they don't even
Oh yeah.
live here either.
Mm,
Living 3 hours, 4 hours away. I say, yeah, I don't know what y'all got
no.
going on, but y'all strong. Y'all are strong.
Y'all aren't very family oriented because there's no way. It's already having to be away from my husband for as long as I do already.
Right.
And I'm like,
Shout out to my brother man.
did I really
Right.
sign up to be a married single mom? Because I like to spend time with my husband and my kids. When I had my
Now
job
that
working at
is
a
a
firm,
conversation within itself right there.
huh, and we're gonna talk about that. Good luck. That's another episode. So y'all gotta stay
That's a
tuned. Y'all gotta come
whole nother
back.
episode.
That's a whole other episode by itself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. We won't go there today.
Right, not tonight, but
Okay. So our last question, I need y'all to answer because it gives us a little bit of perspective of like what you're aiming, like what you need from us at this point, and like where we can go in this conversation. If that makes sense.
mhm.
So, our third and final question is: are you protecting your peace or just avoiding the truth? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, dot, dot, dot.
Exclamation point, exclamation point.
Okay, asterisk, comma.
Okay, all the things. Cause
Right.
what?
Um, I'll say like the first half of being a mom, I most definitely was avoiding the truth of my reality.
Hmm.
Couldn't I think more so coming from like I couldn't understand. It was I couldn't understand. Didn't I was denied like I was in the state of denial because like what me why like never I can never I'm okay but then also I feel like with being that friend that's always showing up and whatnot, like you don't really recognize pain when it's
Hmm.
happening, because you kind of just brush it off. So when you actually have the time to sit back and like situations in your life and what's happened and how it's played out and how it made you feel in that moment, you're just like, oh, okay, okay. And
Hmm.
once you do that, I feel like that's when you make peace with your life, and that's when you
Hmm.
realize where you have to set those boundaries to protect your peace, and that's where you have to, hey, let's not cross here, because if you cross here, then you're overstepping this, then I'm out of this state of mind, and I want to stay in this state of mind. Like I think that's been, again, my biggest thing since moving here to Lexington. I don't have time for nobody to take me out of my peace because I have
Hmm.
way too much to lose. And that goes for you, that goes for the next person, that goes for anybody on this live. Like when somebody takes
My
you
heart.
out of
Ooh.
when somebody takes you out of it,
Ow.
that's when disaster happens.
Yeah, no.
I can count how so many times being in California, how I've let situations take me out of my peace and my
Hmm.
life just kind of started just downfall. It was a trifecta, like, and I was like, what's happening? Why is this happening right now? Okay,
Hmm.
okay. If I remain at, calm and our favorite saying, let go and let God. If I let God
Hmm.
handle the situation, I'm good. And every time I've settled there and like, you know what? I know God got me. He got me. Out of every situation, God got me. He is not gonna let me fail. He's not gonna let me fall. He's gonna get me through this. Da 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 da. He's gonna take care of that person. Okay. I know for a fact he's gonna take care of this person. Oh,
Hmm.
cool. And every time God has showed up and showed out for your girl. And I know he's
But
doing
I'm
it for
just
you
saying,
too.
so disobedient though.
You said what?
We're gonna talk about that.
Put me into
I'm
disappear.
gonna talk about that and we're gonna leave. Okay. Did I speak too fast? Okay, my bad.
No, 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 no. Woo-wee.
Am I listening now? Cause you know how we do. Soon as we let him take the wheel, we over there coasting. And the minute we feel like he done let the wheel go, we trying to hop back over and like
Be
put
like,
our
wait.
foot on the brake. Like, what is he doing? Like, you ain't doing.
Like I wasn't ready. Hold on, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Like, come back, reel it
like,
back, reel it back, bring it back, bring it back.
like, I'm trying to do this the way I know how to do it. I ain't asked me to go this way. What are you
And
doing? Where are you taking me?
if we're gonna piggyback off of that or jump into that, like when it comes to protecting your peace, like I said, you have to allow God to step in those moments to where you're used to like having that control. Like you have to relinquish control. And
Hmm.
the $1 million question that everybody asks, to who? We can't see God. We can hear him when he speaks to us or when he shows, you know what I'm saying? The only way we see him is when he puts something in our face. So it could be a video on social media. It can be a message that you hear at church or just people walking by. It could be you could be reading a book, boom, message. You know what I'm saying? So it's like however he can get your attention so he can reel you back in, he gonna do so. Sometimes he gotta humble you real hard. Real hard. I've been there. Most definitely have been
That's
there.
it.
Been humbled
That's
so quickly. And just like, okay, you ain't had to do me like that. Okay. I didn't hear you the first, second, or third time. Okay. We on the 10th time? Cool. I hear you now. I'm sorry. I'm like,
no, but like
back
no,
to being at
seriously.
peace.
That and absolutely, and he is that peace um that we can rely on. Jehovah Shalom, he's our peace. Also, we have to learn how to say no. Also, we learn how to hang up the phone. Okay.
Ha. Ha.
Also, we have to learn how to say okay. Just be like, okay, it takes a lot of self control,
Yep.
too, on our part because when you people like us who still trying to, God's still working on us, and every now and again you just want to tell people off because you're just like, look, I will do anything to protect my peace. You see what I'm saying? So quit coming at me, and I feel like that's mainly when people really start to like poke at you because they're like,
Yeah.
she's so at peace, she's so calm, but like, hey, 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 you don't see me, you don't see me,
Mm,
and I really be feeling like in that moment, God tries that those be the time when God really tries to give us a valuable lesson of what being at peace really is.
yeah.
Because when I tell you, if
You
you
ain't gotta tell me. You ain't gotta
look,
tell me.
since you already know, you know, and
I
I had to, I basically had to set boundaries with some people. I feel like with this question, are you protecting your peace or just avoiding your truth? I feel like for a very long time, I have been avoiding my truth, a very long time,
Mhm.
with a certain group of people, okay, very close
Yeah.
to me.
Mhm.
And I just recently had to choose to protect my peace. And so, and some things you feel like you're obligated to do because that's how you were
Mhm.
raised, that's how you were brought up. And so innately you gravitate to just pushing it back and suppressing it and just
Right.
saying, putting it under the rug. You see what I'm saying? And oh, I'll wait,
Right.
or I'll just leave it for another, I'll save
Hold
it
on.
for another day. I'll deal with it another day. But then it
Your
just,
nephew about
it's
to make
something
his
that,
debut.
huh?
Your nephew about to make a debut.
Uh, uh, but it's something that just continues to build and build and build and build and build. You see what I'm saying? Until the point where you just have to put your foot
Well,
down and declare
feel
and
better.
say, I'm not going to keep on, you know,
Going.
allowing you to put me out of my
Mhm.
rocker. You know what I'm saying? Getting
Yeah.
me out of my element. I'm not going to allow you to
Yeah.
continue to do that. So now I have to
Close the door.
just stand my ground and say no, no more. You see what I'm saying? And when you decide to do that, you're going to get a certain reaction. Automatically, you're going to be looked as the suspect. Okay, you're automatically
You're the
going to be
villain.
viewed as the enemy, the villain
Yeah.
in the situation, and people are going to fabricate the story in every way they want to do it and make it seem like you're just the god awful person for choosing yourself. But honestly, honestly, truthful, it's just the fact that you finally decided that you was going to do what's best for you, that you finally
Yeah.
decided to put yourself first, your family first, whatever it was, and they now no longer have somebody that continue to choose to, punch, use you as a punching bag or belittle.
Drain you. They just
Yes.
and it's just it's draining. Like if we're talking about personal, personal, just me stopping myself from being the person that has continued on with certain relationships
Hmm.
and allowing those relationships to be what they are by always reaching out or always doing this and always doing that for them and making it a little bit easier for them said people.
Hmm.
Look, look, I will continue to say this over and over and over again. Is giving a monitoring spirit because when
Hmm.
you're in my life or in our lives, my children and I's lives, you happy, you cool, you got a smile on your face. But the moment that I set that boundary, like, hey, I can't keep being the one that's keeping this alive, or I can't be the one that's,
Hmm.
just always putting 110% and expected to do so.
No pursuit.
And
Woo!
because now that I've stopped,
Where you at?
hold on,
Hit cricket. Cricket.
hey, where you at, honey? Where you at? And that goes for anybody. Like, I'm not gonna keep being the person that does more than the other person because
Mhm. That's good.
what do we like? What am I doing? And then when it
Mm.
comes to setting examples for my kids, you're just gonna keep letting people. Pretty much at
Hmm.
that point, it just seems like you letting people walk all over you and take advantage of you and use you in those moments and stuff like that. And I don't like being used at all. So don't do that. Don't
What are
take
you
my
doing to the
kindness for a
kids?
weakness. Don't
Oh.
and then when I set boundaries or I say that no, I'm not gonna do something, or I finally defend myself in a situation, don't badmouth me. Don't have nothing negative to say about me. Don't feel no type of way towards me. Because at this point, you got a one-sided beef. I
Mm-hmm.
have to still with not only protecting my own peace, I have to protect my children's peace.
That part.
I got a little girl and a little boy. I'm raising a young woman and a young man. So with that being
Mm-hmm.
said, I want them to be able to navigate life with having a set of emotional intelligence, common sense, okay? Book smart, street smart. Like, no, I wasn't raised in a rough area, but it had rough people in it. So I got a sense of like how different different ways of living, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, come together as one. And then coming from California, I was like, oh, y'all different. All right, bet. So like like you see like when you see certain things, you get to experience different people. You get to really experience different people and have a different understanding of how, yeah, come together, be
Mm-hmm.
one. Let's work together. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, okay, you my friend, you my bestie. Okay, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to you this one time right now because I'm having a tough time. I know you guys what you got going on. Like, I just need a vent. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
take your 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you're being my piece and my rock because I can't do that for myself. Okay, we piggyback off each other. Great, that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
You hold me
And
accountable
I'm gonna tell you
for my
right now, me and
situation.
sis. After we had listened to each other, it'd be so much. We'd take a nap. We'd be like, look,
Or, or, hold on, let me just speak my truth. Or, I need a glass of wine.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I gotta. This was heavy. What's that song from? What's it? Dreamgirls.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Heavy, heavy.
It gets so heavy on me. No, seriously. I'm like, oh,
It
no,
was.
what we call it, tea. Wait a minute, let's get some tea.
Let's go get some tea. Mommy, what's that? I don't know. But people drink. It's tea. It's mommy's specialty. Okay. Okay.
Hey,
Man.
sometimes,
I
just a little bit.
I would like again look. This move has been the biggest blessing for me. The hardest part is just finding daycare and schooling for the kids and trying to find my village. Absolutely. That's
Mm-hmm.
expected, especially when you move somewhere where you don't have anybody. But this
Mm-hmm.
move itself has really opened my eyes to so many things when it comes to just like who you can trust, who
Mm-hmm.
is good for you,
It'll do that.
um,
Yeah.
where you stand in life.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest one of them all is where God has his hands on you. Where his hand is at.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about that peace, you're not gonna disturb it. Cause that's that all that right there is tied up to it. It's great. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yes, it
The
is.
best feeling.
And
I
don't be
walk in
afraid to protect your peace.
I walk in this house and I'm like, okay, time to turn it off. I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
We're done. I did what I had to do outside of my home. Okay, now I can just relax. Me and my babies can sit up there, watch. Y'all can watch this, go read a book. You do that. Da da da. I'm finna lay on this couch with y'all, or y'all can come in my room. I'm finna nap. You can nap with me. Come on.
And no offense to
You
the
didn't.
ones that still living with family members. Because I mean, I can understand that that can be quite difficult trying to protect your peace in a dysfunctional household, if it is. You know, some people don't.
What is it? Multi generational household at that. Because let's also okay. So we're gonna talk about that as well. Because when it comes to older generations, no offense to anybody who's older than uh 20s and 30s, okay? Mid 30s, we're gonna go to mid 30s. Uh there are certain aspects of y'all's lives where y'all lack. And no offense, because I know my mama's in here. I love you. Um, but there were
She
certain
already about
things
to counsel you.
that's
Because of
fine.
it.
And now, I'm not gonna cancel my mama, but what I will say is when it comes to certain things to how my mother was raised compared to how my mother tried to raise me, there's a huge difference. It's a
Hmm.
huge difference,
Oh, no, it definitely
and
is. Yeah. Hmm.
it's like you
Hmm.
don't know how to navigate through their experiences in life. They just kind of pack it, and that's
Hmm.
what. And no offense, again, no offense. That's why you got a lot of old people. When they get old, they become very bitter,
Hmm.
very very bitter because y'all haven't dealt with y'all's problems in life. Y'all have always just like, okay, let's sweep it here. Keep on sweeping. I'm
Hmm.
gonna just hold it up at this point. Matter of fact, the pile's so big, I ain't gotta hold it no more. Oh,
Or
the new rug.
my mama went through that. My daddy, and we were fine, and like that
Anyway,
don't make it okay.
it's so much that our parents' generation lack because they weren't taught.
Mm-hmm.
And lovely father, Arthur Burrs, because his biggest saying is how people are in life or in stuff like that. Sometimes it's not their fault. It's only their fault by default because of simple fact.
Hmm.
How was you supposed to know if it
Hmm.
wasn't given to you right then and there or explained to you this way and explained to you that way? Like,
That's why our generation said, okay, we see what was not needed, so it cuts off with us, and we're gonna actually show what to actually do in situations like this, and we're gonna actually try to find someone that we can confide in and try to be vulnerable with, okay?
right.
because we need our kids to know what it is and what it truly means to knowing that vulnerability isn't weakness. It's actually
Hmm.
strength to be vulnerable. When they see that, oh, okay, mama was actually having a hard day, and she was able to expound on that and express it and say, I'm having a hard day. Okay,
Yeah.
now that makes me feel better. That if I'm having a hard day, somebody is willing to listen. Somebody will listen.
Yeah. Yep. And it's very sad to know, especially in the black community. Again, we can only speak on our on what we know, and as black people, that's a generational curse.
Hmm.
That it's just it's passed down, and just going back to what you're saying, like this generation, we're trying to break it. I
Mhm.
don't want my kids to lack anything. I know that they're not going to get everything. I understand that. I know because we're not perfect. We have our faults and our flaws, and that's
Mhm.
cool. But we have to be willing to acknowledge that and be willing to, you know what I'm saying, to learn those certain things. Like for me, it was me having knowledge for me to be like, oh, I need to be more emotional and more personable, like with people and vulnerable. And then when it came to having my son, it was like, okay, don't let bygones be bygones because you're just like, ah, I'm gonna sweep it underneath the rug. No, handle that right then and there, so that way you can move on from it. And this now to the point to where with doing those things, let's set this boundary. This is what we're not gonna do. If you're gonna
Mhm.
continue on with this, I'm gonna have to have you exit left out of my life, out of their lives. Like we're not gonna do that. Or I'm just gonna have to distance myself from you. And when people like I've had people ask me what is like raising a son. And I'm like, well, for one, he's not going to be one of these little boys that I've had to deal with, or my mother has had to deal with, or my me mom has had to deal with, my sis, or whoever has to deal with, to where they lack. They're not emotionally available. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
they are always talking about, well, I gotta be strong. I gotta do this. Like I can't. No, I
That don't
want
mean
my
we
son.
raising sissies. That don't mean that.
No, it means we're raising human beings.
Right.
Like you can cry, but hey, can we don't do too much because why are we crying over everything? You know, you don't have to cry over everything.
Mhm.
Sometimes you gotta. That's what we say. You gotta reel yourself in.
Mhm.
Now, that is a stressful thing. Breaking these curses is a very stressful thing because it's like I gotta figure out where I got, where we gotta do this and where we missed that, where we missed the mark at, and that's tough.
We get attacked from every angle, trying to break
Mm,
generational curse.
like okay, that's all you can say. Is okay. We're gonna get through it and we're gonna keep it pushing and we're gonna do the best we can.
That's that protecting that peace part. Just say, okay.
It is what it is. It's not our favorite saying. It is what it is.
Mhm. Let's just let that sit. And while it does, let's just affirm something real quick. So you don't have to earn rest. You don't have to explain you're tired. And you don't have to keep showing up for everybody else while betraying yourself.
Mm,
Um, so some things that we can unlearn. Um, so we have to let go of the strong black woman man syndrome. That's a lot of what we've been talking about, you know, because that's just how we built. This is centuries, okay? This is
yeah,
way back in ancestral time that we've all black people, blackness is considered to be strong. Okay,
yeah,
before people buy us as property, they looked at our physique. Okay, that
yeah,
was the first thing they were looking at. So it is just innately in us as a black person, because I can only speak to black people because I'm black. Um, is that
blackity black, y'all.
very black, blackity black. Okay. Um, You don't like it, go cry to your mama. Um, but that ultimately is why we are always headstrong and always constantly thinking that we have to be this strong individual. Like we have to get this degree. We always having to work 10 times more than our counterparts.
Yeah.
And y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? Okay?
We
Um,
just gonna, I mean, call it as it is because you
it,
got to
it is
think.
what it is. It is what it is.
Again, business wise, they could have less knowledge than you
Woo!
and will make more money than you. You can have
Look,
more
we put it right
connections.
now. We in the podcast. We gonna
Say it. I will say it because it aggravates my soul. It aggravates my soul.
How many degrees we got? About five on me over here. Just got their high school diploma, and we still competing. Yeah.
Or it's the simple fact that when we go for interviews, because our names are a little bit different, we don't get the job.
Mhm.
But the other counterpart will because they can say the name.
Mhm.
Or let's talk about when it comes to healthcare, being in healthcare, there's a whole difference on how Black people are treated.
But we
More,
got another episode for that too about corporate America. So y'all gonna want to come back for that. It says shedding perfectionism and performance culture.
mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. That's something else. Embracing softness as strength. So that's something that we need to learn how to do. And learning how to speak up without apology. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because I always having to sit up here and try to correct, be
Apologize.
grammatically correct or politically correct every time I'm trying to say something. Like, quit
Mm-hmm.
trying to critique the way it's coming out. As long as it's making sense,
Yeah.
quit trying to like alter the way it's coming out. Well, you shouldn't say certain things like that, and you should like what? Like there's a specific way you have to say something. Now, like this want to say about the business setting. Okay, I get it. All right, because professionalism is just professionalism.
Yeah. You can't escape it. But
How,
even like in regular life, like friendships, any relationship. Well, you shouldn't have said it like that. That was a little mean. A little mean. Just because I said, okay, I just told you, hey, you had a little something right there. You didn't have to say it like that. What?
look, the truth can be.
It can set you
It can
free.
hit. It
Oh.
can hit. Truth got hands. Okay. Uh.
Say
So
one,
just
two combo.
understand. Just understand. It ain't no pretty way of speaking your truth or speaking the truth, period. It's always
Yeah.
going to be uncomfortable. That's not how truth is. If it's feeling good, it's probably a lie. It's more than likely a lie. Just don't let that
Marinate.
marinate. Yeah.
Just gonna let that one marinate. So now, as you've heard, we both have had our moments where we felt like we couldn't say how we really felt about what transpired in moments, whether at church, at work, in friendships, in our relationships. It is tough, but you'll get
And know
there.
that this again, this podcast is your safe space. Do not be afraid to speak up, okay, and say what it is that you want to say. You can comment, say whatever you need to say. Like she said, you have our website. You can fill out the form at the form at the bottom, or you can subscribe to our website. You can send us emails directly, either between me or sis, either Healing or Bessie at uncombedthoughts.com. Talk with us at uncombedthoughts.com. You can vent, share something anonymously if you like. You don't have to put it here on our platform. If you just want to just share some things. So, Mai said something that really resonated with me. Dominica, you said something. Nini, you said something that really resonated with me. And it really spoke to me. This and the third. It doesn't matter. Like This is a safe space. Um, but because ultimately those things are needed to be said, things that need to be talked about, and this is what this platform is for. It's to untangle all of the things and unravel all of the things that are constantly being suppressed and people are trying to keep them speaking up about. And so this is why we created this podcast. So you don't, all the things that's being said in group chat, all things in prayer journals, we're saying it out loud in community and in truth. Okay, we're trying to build a community. So please, 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 if you can, subscribe to our website. We would like to create a uncombed thoughts community so that people can just share their uncombed thoughts all in their own form.
Yep. So,
So we already know that this podcast might ruffle some edges, and not the kind you slip back. Okay.
um, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like we keep saying, come as you are, bring whatever to the table, and we're gonna be as real as we possibly can. Yeah. We're not here to be aesthetically pleasing, clearly.
Mhm.
And I'm not. We're not gonna hide the truth. We're gonna tell the truth, and it's not gonna be coated or polished or made up to your liking. So you just have to understand that at this point.
Sometimes, as this was saying before, sometimes truth stinks. Okay. Like I said, it'll never feel good. Truth's not gonna feel good. It's not meant to feel good. It's supposed to hold you accountable. It's supposed to wake you up, shake you, you know, put you in the hot seat, right? So
Get loose.
just know that sometimes the truth stinks, which
Yeah.
brings us to next week's episode.
I don't know what
And
happened. My co-host is buffering of some sort, but our next week our episode next week, we gonna bring some. We're gonna shed some light on some funk in the world. It's called "What's That Smell?" It's a real conversation about hygiene, and it's not about just personal hygiene, how you take care of yourself. It's about spiritual funk, soul order, energy that needs just to be cleansed in that sense. So we are gonna dig a little deeper. We're gonna get to the energy aspect of things, and go from there. I want you guys to tune back in. We're gonna try to keep y'all laughing and on your toes, kiki and ha and going from there. But we also trying to be like real in a sense and how we were today, pretty much. So just come back next week. We appreciate all y'all tuning in. We do have a giveaway, but I would like for my co-host and for Dominique and I, to speak on that um, together. So we'll definitely keep you guys informed and updated on that on Facebook and whatnot. So stay tuned. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Can't say it enough. Come back next week. Like, comment, and subscribe to all of our platforms. Smooches.